Thank you, Dana. And let us join our hearts in prayer. Most gracious and loving God, we gather before you this day in celebration of life, changing and growing in and before you. We pray that your Spirit would engulf our hearts this day, so that all we do and say will be bound by your will for us. We pray in particular for these graduates before you who hold their dreams and visions deeply within their hearts filled with expectancy toward a bright future. Now, O Lord, by your providence, guide us, sustain us, lift us, hold us, be with us in our joy and excitement as we experience the fullness of the gift of this day. To you, O God, our Redeemer, Sustainer, and Creator, we pray. Amen. Please be seated. Graduates and family members and honored guests, faculty, administrators, and staff, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce the chairman of the University of Tulsa Board of Trustees, L. DUANE Wilson, class of 1962.
Thank you, Chaplain Francis, and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 134th commencement exercises of the University of Tulsa. Graduates, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I congratulate each of you on completing your studies, and I want to commend you on preparing yourself to be a lifelong contributor in the workplace and in the larger community. We wish you every success in those endeavors as you put your learning to work in the coming years. Congratulations also to the parents, family members, and friends who have supported these graduates and helped bring them to this day. Your many investments in these individuals are reflected in the success that we all celebrate here this morning. Graduates, we want to encourage you to remain active in the life of TU as alumni. And as graduates, we ask you for your continued partnership, which is essential to our ability to maintain and build this great university in the generations of students that come. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the President of the University of Tulsa, Dr. STEADMAN.
Thank you very much, Chairman Wilson. And a warm welcome to everyone today, especially our graduates. We're incredibly proud of the work that you've done. But for family members and friends, for our faculty that are seated around you, for the other visitors today who are watching on our live stream online broadcast, we're honored that you're part of this very proud moment for the TU family. I want to begin this morning by recognizing the distinguished individuals seated on the platform, trustees, administrators, and of course, our speakers. I will ask each of these individuals to stand as I call their name and to remain standing until all in the group have been introduced. So please hold your applause until the end. Let me reintroduce our chairman of the Board of Trustees, L. DUANE Wilson. And the following trustees are also with us today: Barbara Allen, Catherine Coyle, Frederick Dorwart, John Forrest, Cheryl Gronendijk, Andrew McKay, A.H. Chip McElroy, James McGill, Sanjay Meshri, Charles Monroe, Ross Swimmer, Clifton L. Talbert, Stephen Turnbow, and Trustee Emeritus Bert B. Holmes. Also seated on the platform are the following university administrators: Kayla Acebo, Vice President for Institutional Advancement; Adrian Alexander, the RM and Ida McFarland, Dean of the Library; J. Philip Applegate, Dean of Continuing Education and Lifelong Learning; Roger N. BLAIS, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs; Kevin Buck, Executive Vice President and Treasurer; Jacqueline Caldwell, Associate Vice President; Jeffrey C. Francis, Sharp Chaplain; Derek Gregg, Vice President and Director of Athletics; Janet Haggerty, Dean of the Graduate School and Vice Provost for Research. And Dean Haggerty is also serving as the mace bearer today. Earl Johnson, Vice President for Enrollment and Student Services; Dwayne King, Vice President for Museum Affairs and Director of the Helmrich Center for American Research; Janet Levitt, Dean of the College of Law and Dean John Rogers Endowed Chair; Kalpana Misra, Dean of the Henry Kendall College of Arts and Sciences; Susan Neal, Vice President for Public Affairs, Research, and Economic Development; James R. Sorum, Jr., Dean of the College of Engineering and Natural Sciences; and A. Gail Sullenberger, Dean of the Collins College of Business. And finally, welcome also to Lucinda Rojas Ross, President of the Tulsa Chapter of the Alumni Association; Akhtar Ali, Vice President of the Faculty Senate and Associate Professor of Biological Sciences; and Michael Mancini, President of the TU Student Association. Please join me in welcoming and recognizing these colleagues. Thank you. Graduates, I'd like to begin today, since we're in a basketball arena, with a brief lesson from the world of college basketball. I know I'm on thin ice here, but some of you are probably too young that you don't know much about the legendary basketball coach John Wooden, UCLA's legendary coach. He coached the Bruins for nearly 30 years, from 1964 to 1975. He led them to a remarkable 10 NCAA championships and 88 consecutive wins. Wooden was the first person inducted into both the Basketball Hall of Fame as a player and a coach. And of course, UCLA's success under Wooden drew the interest of the nation's best basketball players, so he was blessed with a steady supply of very talented players. But importantly, John Wooden was a student of the game's fundamentals. And for all those years, he taught each of his players that the first thing they needed to know, and I'm serious here, was how to put on their socks and tie their shoes. He would not tolerate a wrinkle or a fold in a sock, because wrinkles cause blisters, and blisters hurt performance. Likewise, shoes were tied by loosening the laces all the way down and then tightening them back up one by one, ending in a double knot on top. And I know I'm on thin ice here because I know a lot of you don't have laces on your shoes anymore, but today each of you is about to step into an exciting game that will keep you in action for many years to come. During your time here at TU, you've developed your knowledge and perspectives and personal ethics. You are, in a sense, the same kind of hotshot that showed up in John Wooden's gym. And you're about to leave us and enter the big game. So I want to encourage you to mind your socks and tend your laces. Remain in close contact with the fundamentals that have served you so well as a TU student, because those will continue to serve you well as a student of life. What are those fundamentals? Well, first, maintain the mindset of a learner. Your ability to grow remains your greatest asset, and the more you invest in learning, the more you will find the lanes opening up in front of you. Growth is a lifelong opportunity, so meet it with a lifelong commitment. Next, remember to set goals for yourself. Here at TU, many of your goals have been provided by the formal requirements of your study. But I know that you have also pursued your own goals, including finding friendships, giving service to others, paying attention to your health and wellness, and exploring your identity and meaning. It will be important for you to set deliberate goals for yourselves throughout your adult lives. These will focus your talents and make your journey much more interesting. Finally, remember the importance of community and work to make your community stronger. Here at TU, you've been part of a highly focused and active campus community. You've learned from your fellow students, and you've been a partner in their education as much as they have been partners in yours. Remember to invest the same energy and effort in helping to knit together your places of work, your neighborhoods, your places of worship, and the networks of service that help to lift others out of poverty and despair. By sharing your talents with others, you will reap a much larger return on the investment you have made here at TU. So on behalf of our entire administrative team, our faculty, and our staff, I congratulate you each on the milestone you celebrate today. I look forward to seeing you step onto the court in that big game. We know you will make many big plays. So work hard, have fun, please stay in close touch with the university, and don't forget to pull up your socks and tend your laces. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce the Provost of the University of Tulsa, Dr. Roger BLAIS.
Thank you, President Upham. The Marcy Lawless Service Award is granted to the graduating student who most closely emulates the generous spirit, creativity, and commitment to others demonstrated by TU First Lady Emerita, Marcy Lawless. I'm pleased to ask this year's recipient to come forward to receive this honor. Please join me in welcoming Senior Meghana Rao. Meghana is well known for her contagious enthusiasm and her desire to help others. As a pre-med biology student, Meghana has a full academic schedule, but she still finds time to be active in service work here on campus and throughout the community. She's a member of the Alpha Phi Omega National Service Fraternity, and she currently serves as the organization's treasurer. Meghana also is the co-chair of TU's Relay for Life event and the recruitment co-chair of University Ambassadors. She's been active in Leaders, Inc., which is a peer mentoring program that pairs current TU students with incoming minority students. In addition to her campus involvement, Meghana is a prolific volunteer in the Tulsa community. Through the Big Brothers Big Sisters program, she has served as a Big Sister mentor to a middle school student for the past 2 years. She also volunteers in the Child Life Department of St. Francis Hospital, at the OU Bedlam Clinic, and at the Child Development Center at Hillcrest Medical Center. Meghna's commitment to service is truly remarkable, not just for a busy college student, but by any standard. We are proud of her dedication to others, and we are sure that her future career in medicine will be just as distinguished. Meghna, in recognition of your inspired service on behalf of the students, faculty, administration, and staff, I'm pleased to present you with this award certificate, which carries with it a stipend of $1,200 and our heartfelt congratulations. Now I will return the podium to President Upham for the introduction of our commencement speaker.
Thank you, Roger, and congratulations, Meghna, for all of the service and wonderful commitment that your example provides to all of us. For our commencement address, we're pleased to welcome back a TU alumnus who has turned his education into a distinguished career as a trusted corporate advisor. Dr. Matt Barney earned his master's and doctoral degrees right here at TU in industrial and organizational psychology. His career has focused on leadership development within organizations. He has held senior positions in multinational corporations at AT&T, Lucent Technologies, Motorola, and Merck. Matt spent the last many years working in India to head leadership development efforts for Infosys, a leading global IT provider. There he served as vice president and director of the Infosys Leadership Institute, where he was responsible for identifying and cultivating the company's next wave of senior executives. In early 2013, Matt left Infosys to establish his current company, Leader Amp. The company's namesake product, Leader Amp, is an expert system for leader development. The system combines detailed assessments, a personalized coaching plan, a mobile app, and peer support within the Leader Amp user community. In addition to counseling clients and launching his own company, Matt has also authored several articles and 4 books, including his most recent book, Leading Value Creation. He's a certified risk manager, a Cialdini Method certified trainer, and a Six Sigma Master Black Belt. In 2007, he was named Future Leader by Human Capital magazine. So graduates, in addition to learning from his message today, I encourage you to study our speaker as an example of a TU alumnus who has remained excited about lifelong learning, growth, and development. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Matt Barney.
Students, families, friends, thank you so much for inviting me back today. I'm really honored to be back with you at TU. I haven't been here in 20 years, and frankly, I'm really happy to be back in America for that matter. Just as each of you students are about to embark on your own career adventures, I have just closed one chapter in mine and have opened one anew. And I could have had none of my career adventures without the great education that TU affords all of us alumni. I must admit that after 4.5 years in India, I'm still feeling grateful for little things about America, like the electrical power is working great today, and the TU police haven't tried to shake me down yet, and I haven't seen any monkeys anywhere near Lorton Hall yet. What a country. I really could have had none of these adventures without the support of my parents, my professors, and all the great people at TU. Would the students in the room please join me in thanking all the people in this room that have helped you get to this point today? I came to TU in 1991, passionate about industrial organizational psychology, And TU really launched my career into orbits I could have never imagined when I graduated in 1996. Initially, I actually failed to get into the PhD program and instead entered as a master's student. And I didn't have any money, so I waited tables downtown at the DoubleTree Hotel and was absolutely consumed with getting into the PhD program. So I worked tirelessly night and day to become the chief research assistant for Professor Sharman Hartel, where I did research with computer simulations of helicopter teams, air crews, and emergency room teams. And TU really recognized my efforts. They awarded me entry into the PhD program and, critically, an FB scholarship that funded me more generously than even the graduate assistantships of my peers. So if there's anyone here responsible for the FB scholarship at TU, I want to specifically thank you for that wonderful support because it made an enormous difference to me. Similarly, the early leadership experiences I had here at TU have helped me throughout my career. I was honored when my peers voted me to be the president of the Graduate Association of Students in Psychology, and later I was further honored by being asked to represent the graduate and professional students in the Strategic Issues Review Committee, where I had early leadership experiences in meetings with Trustee Sharon Bell and President Robert Donaldson. I was then, and am still, very fond of statistics, so much so that my TU classmates used to call me Captain Empiricism. These early TU experiences have helped me shape the leader I have tried to become. Without TU, I would never have had the adventure of launching corporate universities on 3 continents when I was at AT&T, right at the very beginning of my career, even before I finished my dissertation. And later, thanks to the great statistics education I got at TU, I became responsible for Motorola's Six Sigma program globally and wrote my first book that blends my TU education with Motorola's quality methods. I even met my wife when I was working in a romantic computer chip factory in Orlando. Dr. Shreya Sarkar Barney is also an IO psychologist, so without my TU education, I may not have been able to win her heart. She is a proud American today, but when we married, she was an Indian citizen, and she worked extremely hard throughout her childhood to get out of India until her crazy American husband convinced her to move back in 2009. Now, for those of you that are single guys, I'd like to put out one small benefit to marrying a Bengali. Her family doesn't celebrate Mother's Day. They don't celebrate Father's Day. They do celebrate Son-in-Law's Day. Lucky me. In 2009, the next chapter of my career adventure was moving to India, all alone at first for 5 months. And using Skype, I would talk with my 2 boys, Franklin and Feynman, about moving to Mysore. I talked about the spicy food in Mysore, the water buffaloes in Mysore, the silks of Mysore. I spoke about Mysore so much that my youngest son, Franklin, asked me one day, "When are we moving to Daddy-sore?" The founders of Infosys would never have wanted me to work with them in India if I had not had my TU degrees. My education really opened doors for me to have so many mini-adventures throughout India. One of my favorites was when our housekeeper, who waited 3 years to build up the courage to ask my wife in private whether we had a scandalous love marriage. Or the time when I went to a new restaurant where the waiters wore an antiquated British colonial suit, something out of the 17th century, and I innocently asked one of the waiters for a table, and he told me indignantly that he was an attorney, not a waiter. Or when McDonald's opened up, and I had to teach all the drivers that it's actually really good to drive really, really close to the drive-up windows so the people don't have to crawl out of that little window to give you your food. I must admit, I really like being back in America. Here, when I drive down the road, I am not a carnival sideshow freak. No one in America thinks I have a funny foreign accent, and my life never feels in danger on America's delightfully boring roads. Part of my Indian adventure was invaluable in teaching my children values for today's leaders. In 2010, my wife was out of the country on business, and my boys and I were headed to a wedding. Our driver got lost in Bangalore and pulled over to ask a police officer for directions. Now, when Indian cops see a foreigner like me, they generally turn into the Crips and the Bloods. They think they can take a bribe. So he asked for one, and I decided at that moment I wanted my children to see values in action. So by this time I'd learned enough of the local language that I gave him a big smile, and I told him in Kannada, that I wouldn't pay his bribe, but I took out my cell phone and I said, "But I will put your picture on the internet, or you can choose to run away." Now, he ran so fast that my boys asked me whether American cops hustle like that. We've been back in California, north of Silicon Valley, since the middle of last year, and our adventure just continues. And as before, I continue to build on the solid foundation that my PhD from TU has given me. I started a new company with a patent-pending expert system for leader development, similar to what I used to do at Infosys. And now it's really fun to reintroduce America to my children, who find it all a bit exotic and strange. Like the first restaurant we visited when we returned. I was just dying for a steak, and I ordered too much, so I asked for a doggy bag. And my kids asked in unison, "Daddy, what's a doggy bag?" When I told them, they said, "What on earth do Americans have against the kitty cats?" Coming back to the US, I never expected my field, IO psychology, to be the top growth profession in the country, and you can imagine how happy Captain Empiricism was to hear that big data is a really hot topic. I'm enjoying being close to Silicon Valley, the wellspring of entrepreneurship for the world, where I have a new appreciation for the little things, like drinking clean water out of the faucet, breathing clean air, and I really fully understand the meaning of all the holidays here. I do miss two things about India. The Indian tooth fairy is 10 times more affordable than the California tooth fairy. And I miss our gardener, who would make me smile when he, to save money, would trim our lawn like a barber cuts your hair. Let me leave you on your special day with 3 big ideas that I've learned from my adventures since I graduated from TU. First, nothing worth doing is easy. It was hard finishing my PhD, it was harder living in India, and it's been extremely hard starting a company. When I started LeaderAmp, I never expected to launch in a war zone, but because my programmers were in the Ukraine, I had to figure out how to move all their work to another country when the Ukrainian conflict in Russia began earlier this year. Second, expect to fail, learn, and bounce back. I've made countless mistakes as an entrepreneur, and I'm sure I'm not done. My biggest mistake wasn't even that Ukrainian war zone. It was recruiting an unworkable co-founder. And so I'm sure I'm not done failing and learning, but I am absolutely relentless about bringing the future to the present. Lastly, create value for other people. I'm trying to put a dent in the universe and leave the business world a better place. My goal is to shine the stars of hundreds of millions of younger leaders just like you who would otherwise not achieve their full potential. Imagine how much better the world will be when some of you become the next Elon Musks, Oprah Winfreys, and Steve Jobs of your generation. I'm sure your adventures after TU will be different than mine, but like me, I hope you'll fail early and learn. When you do, always remember to bounce back and do the right thing. If you do, you'll turn your lemons into lemonade. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those very good words, Matt. Now I have the honor of presenting our degree candidates. Some of the candidates whose degrees will be granted are not able to be with us today, and their degrees will be awarded in absentia. In addition, the College of Law held its hooding ceremony yesterday, and its graduates are represented this morning by Dean Janet Levitt. An important tradition is the special recognition of students who have earned a grade point average of 3.5 or above during their total undergraduate careers at the University of Tulsa. Our recognition designates these superior grades and grade point averages with terms that identify precise academic achievement. After each honor graduate's name is read, one of the following designations will be added. Cum laude, or with honor, signifying a grade point average of 3.5 to 3.79. Magna cum laude, or with great honor, signifying a grade point average of 3.8 to 3.99, or summa cum laude, with the highest honor, signifying a grade point average of 4.0, a straight A for 4 years. Honor students also can be recognized by the gold tassel cords worn around the neck. Will the candidates for degrees please rise? President Upham, these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for graduation, and upon recommendation of the faculty and their colleges, are now presented to you to receive the appropriate degrees.
Thank you, Provost BLAIS. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Tulsa and the State of Oklahoma, I confer upon you the degrees for which your deans have recommended you, with all the honors, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto. Graduates, you may now move your tassels from right to left to designate your status as graduates of the University of Tulsa. Congratulations. Please be seated. We will now proceed with the awarding of individual degrees, and I recognize the Dean of the Collins College of Business, Dr. A. Gail Sullenberger.
Will candidates for bachelor's degrees from the Collins College of Business please rise and come forward to receive your diplomas?
Donnell Jamal Hawkins. Christian Aaron Hummingbird. Zachary Garrett Elps. Joseph Anthony Calcagni. Paige Aaron Bradshaw. Kelly Leanne Culbertson. Haley Starr Henshaw, cum laude. Jill Casey Barrett, cum laude. Amy Sharice Krager. Firas Al-Bayran. Maria Santos Santana, Fasel Khalid Al-Rikan. Lila Noelma Americano. Husan Amin Al-Khaili. Israel Santiago Mamani. Lorena Isabel Pichardo. Aksa Zaid, magna cum laude. Jake Biebermeyer. Jacob France Dodson. James Michael Baker. Matthew Hilton Guerin. Marshall Neil Gilbert. Colton Amos Rodriguez. Margaret Ellen Burns, cum laude. Houston Jean Lamb. Stuart Michael Moss. Mackenzie Ann Barbo. Alexandra Charlotte Laz. Erin Elizabeth Wilson. Charity A. Munch. Danielle Nicole Alonzi, Keith Matthew Montag, Phom Lam Hai, Atar Alasur, Ali Alasur, Jacob C. de Clark, King Hu Wu, Hao Zhong Dong, Chen Yi Zhong, Chong Yu Yao, Gabrielle Chuck Christian, Roland Arnett Conaway, Ana Carolina Gonzalez, Yi Fan Wong, Ya Chi Yong, Ya Ing Yu, magna cum laude, Wei Yan Lin, Jin Yuan He, Jia Wang, Yu Chin Wang, Fan, Yu Chin Fan.
Thank you, Dean Sullenberger. I now recognize the Dean of the College of Engineering and Natural Sciences, Dr. James R. Sorum.
Will the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Engineering and Natural Sciences please rise and come forward to receive your diplomas?
Seth Andrew Park, Jose Ernesto Covarrubias, Michael McGregor Putman, Dia Shukri, Parker Joseph Rayburn, Jonathan Adolfo Chivera, Michael Stephen Owen, Brian James Abernathy, Ryan Andrew Seals, Mitchell Duncan Osborne, Stephen James Wade, Dennis Anathius Boone, John Nicholas Palzer, Somaya Razia Adoyani, magna cum laude, D. Wu, Clifton Jacob Wilson Selby, Shahab Saeed Al-Amri, cum laude, Abdullah Musalam Al-Mazuri, Qasim Jabir Al-Munsif, Salam Isa Mata Isa Al-Falahi, Mujahid Sulaiman Al-Alawi, Hashim Jawad, Murtada Migdad Al-Karish, William Randall Bates, Rachel Colleen Wilburn, Andrew William Nye, Luke Forrest Nomile, William Paul Nunez, Samantha K. Zimmerman, Charlotte Verity Claire Love, Dara Esther Martin, Matthew Ray Whitaker, Eric Matthew Cuxhausen, Dennis Robert Hodap, Kim Tin Trong, Amarildo Jacinto cum laude, Augustino Colocata Xavier Muchado, Yaru Liu cum laude, Pan Zong, Wilson McCullough Ramsey, Adam Chase Smith, Adam Irwan Ahmed Fauzi cum laude, Cameron Corsi Sorensen, Alexander Jordan Locke, Mackenzie Marie Garcia cum laude, Miranda Beth Zoller cum laude, Doyle Lee Kendall magna cum laude, Luke John Wittenbach,
Thank you, Dean Sorum. It's now my pleasure to recognize the Dean of the Henry Kendall College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Kalpana Misra.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degree in the College of Arts and Sciences please rise and come forward to receive your diplomas?
Melvin DeMarco Nelson, Shelby Lynn Blanton, Cortland Drew Schmidt, cum laude, Stacy Marie Dodd, Ebony Nicole Easley, Alexandria Simone Westbrook, William Wilding Bogart, Chad J. Robbins, cum laude, Victoria Elizabeth Steinhardt, magna cum laude, Peggy Marie Humes, Stephen Charles Place, Wendy Morgan Voss, Ryan Matthew Niels, Daniel McGill Thater, Bailey Sewell Ardis, Alisa Ray Stiles, magna cum laude, Hannah Elizabeth Massis, cum laude, Taylor Love Tate, summa cum laude, Carly M. Boatwright, magna cum laude, Emily Miller Ross, cum laude, Charles T. Copa, Benjamin Clark Hatfield, Terrell Lynn Altom III, Chris Lee Black,
I would now like to recognize the Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Janet Haggerty, assisted by Adrian Alexander, the RM, and Ida McFarland, Dean of the Library, to confer the graduate degrees. Dean Haggerty.
Will the master's graduates please rise and come forward to receive your diplomas?
John Eric DeFreitas, William Knight Gray II, James Bryan Deck, Sheila Louise Kraft, Dana Hussein Al-Fadog, Sky Elisa Tillich, Lauren Elizabeth Rose, Bethany Joy Dickey, Malachi Joe Blankenship, Brian Rodney Cleveland, Michael Balp, Jason Scott Maloney, Blake Ashley Martin, Janet Melissa Johnson, Jill M. Sandberg, Julie Renee Sharp, Jason Renee Morin, Benjamin Whalen Poe, Assad Molayari, Niyati Shaw, Indrian Pratima, Yin Chong, Akin Bobola Olumoyiwa Akin Tomidi, Ahmed Mohammed Al-Sharib, Lizzie Alzoni, Lizzie Alonzi, Keenan Bryant Bonds, Lauren Ashton Denude, Mark Christopher Denude, Kyle Austin Smith, Ya Chao Dong, Fong Tong, John Philip Patterson, Carl Logan Starker, Robert Joe Jr., Yi Zhao, Ka-Bing Li, Zhao Zhong, Xin Chu Ha, Qing Zhao, Lauren Ashley Shield, Megan Kathleen Raleigh, A.J. McIntosh, Timothy Eric Schultz, Patricia Virginia Hurd, Amrinder Singh, Sukru Dermas,
The master's graduates may be seated. Will the doctoral graduates please rise and come forward to receive your diplomas and be invested with the hoods emblematic of the Doctor of Philosophy degree. Dr. Abdul Kamil Ajani. Dr. Bobak Akbari. Dr. Sean Carrick. Dr. Jennifer Del Ventura. Dr. Christopher Dixon. Dr. Vahid Dohani. Dr. Marcy Elder. Dr. Ahmed Ged. Dr. James Johnson. Dr. Liang Kong. Dr. Fardish Najafi Fard. Dr. Scott Rainwater. Dr. Wesley Shadon. Dr. Amaka Watorocha. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to present those who will bring the charge to the graduates. We will hear first from the President of the Student Association, Michael Mancini, followed by the President of the Tulsa chapter of the TU Alumni Association, Lucinda Rojas Ross, TU class of 2006.
Trustees, faculty, staff, family, friends, students, and graduates. It's a great privilege to address you on this momentous day. Graduation means many different things to all of you. It's a sigh of relief at having finally made it to the finish line of your degree programs. It's a rush of anticipation to start the next chapter. It's a chance to thank your loved ones, both near and far, for their support throughout your journey through college. These individual feelings today reflect the unique experiences that have influenced each of you during your time as a part of the Golden Hurricane. The opportunity to work together here at the University of Tulsa in our special community of inquiry built up the skills and expertise that you will put to good use in the years to come. Perhaps more importantly, you leave having fulfilled TU's mission statement to instill the principles of wisdom, faith, and service in all of us. I charge you today to live each of those values as you embark on your next adventure. Wisdom doesn't come from 2 weeks of coffee-fueled cramming for exams in McFarland. It's the willingness to weigh contrasting arguments carefully and to act on your knowledge judiciously in diverse situations. Those abilities require training and practice, so continue to think critically in your career and in life. The diversity of faith traditions present at TU promote great conversations about some of life's most fundamental questions. Hopefully in your time here, you met both people who shared your beliefs and people who challenged you to thoughtfully discuss them. Through service, you take what you learned here at TU and multiply its impact. Whether you worked with True Blue Neighbors in Kendall Whittier, attended an SA service day, or found other ways to help out your neighborhood, your demonstrative history of turning your focus outward bodes well for your future communities. Having made an active contribution to TU during your time here, and now that you have your degree to show for it, you are another step closer to fulfilling your dreams. Some of you came here with a long-term objective in mind, some of you might have had a rough idea, and others were still searching for direction. Whatever your situation when you arrived, you leave TU with the skills to succeed, but more significantly, with the attitude to chart your course with purpose. As you look forward to a bright future, don't hesitate to look back to your alma mater's cardinal virtues for guidance. Thank you.
Graduates, do you remember the first time you stepped on campus? Or the moment you realized that TU is exactly where you were supposed to be? And will you ever forget the walk you just took across this stage? As alumni of this incredible university, we get to carry that pride with us for a lifetime. As you make plans for your future, remember that no matter where you go, you are a member of the TU family and a member of the TU Alumni Association. I'm continually amazed to see so many 25 and 50-plus year alums come back to campus full of pride and enthusiasm about their alma mater. My hope is that you experience that one day. With 12 chapters across the U.S. and 22 clubs around the world, including the first international club in India, the TU Alumni Association will be there for you. Through those clubs and chapters, you can build a network in a new city, help recruit students to come here, welcome other alums to your area, and continue to show what it means to be a true blue neighbor in your communities. All that and so much more. The only way we can keep you updated on those fun events, our most recent bragging rights, and the ways you can stay connected is if you go to tualumni.com to keep in touch with us, tell us how you're doing, and share your address and email address with us. Plus, I want you to remember this one. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Better yet, I want you, as you're about to take 1 million pictures, so when you take those pictures, use the hashtag #OfficialTUAlum, and we want to meet you, and we also want to share some of our favorites with the TU community. Again, congratulations on all you've accomplished. On behalf of the TU Alumni Association, we wish you only the best for the future.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Lucinda. In a moment, Senior Taylor Conley will lead us in singing the alma mater, but ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you the 134th graduating class of the University of Tulsa, the mid-year class of 2015.
Thank you, Taylor. And before we close our proceedings today, I'd like to mention to the families who would like to take pictures of their graduates near the stage that they should go immediately to the stage after the recessional. And now, graduates, would you please stand? Graduates, you now leave this place changed. You are transformed. What has been will become warm memories. What will be exciting possibilities. Thus I hold deeply in my heart for you this blessing, that you may go forth into a future that is hope-filled and driven by unabated exuberance. Seek your dreams with great and lasting faith. Pursue your hopes with wisdom from the knowledge you have received and gained, and live the calling toward which God is drawing you, embracing it with deep, gratitude, and humble service. And may God, the Creator, the Redeemer, and the Sustainer of our life together, go forth with you and with us all this day. Amen.